Welcome back to art class. Today we're going to continue on with our snowman at night picture. And you're going to need a few things. You're going to need obviously your drawing. You need your pencil and eraser just in case you need to fix some stuff or erase some little areas like I do. And then you're going to want a set of crayons for this. And first thing I'm going to do is go touch up anything that needs to be touched up. Okay, next, what we're going to do is we're going to start off coloring the background night area. We're going to use two colors to do that. We're going to want to have a violet or purple. The darker the better. So let me find mine. There it is. And you're also going to want to have black. We're going to be using black on and off during this picture for some highlight, for some shadow areas, but we are going to work with. First thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the background. Do not worry about going over the stick arms. We are just coloring really kind of lightly with this purple at first. So we're not pressing real hard, we're just coloring neatly. You may have to outline around your snowman a little bit, just to make sure your edges look good. That's normal. But try to keep your coloring marks going pretty much the same direction most of the time. We will go over the arms later. As you can see, I'm kind of hiding the arms. We'll go over those later with some brown, and that will be making it much easier for them to see. Now that we have the purple done, we're going to add a little bit of black, very lightly, on top, just to make it a little bit more dark, a little bit more night-like. We're mixing these colors together, being very gentle with them. Okay, now that the sky is done, we're gonna work on some other details. We're gonna do the face here. Let's get that started. So I'm gonna turn it this way so it's a little bit easier for you to see. Now, when we were drawing these before, we talked about that the eyes were made out of coal in the traditional snowman, but I'm going to allow us to be a little bit more fun with it. So I'm gonna allow you to pick your own eye colors for your snowman, but they should match. So if you want blue eyes, then they should both be blue. If you want green eyes, then they should both be green. If you want black eyes for traditional, that's fine as well. Also, since mine is a girl snowman, I'm gonna have to outline the eyelashes here, and usually that would be done with black. So I'm gonna grab my color here. Let's go. Then you're going to want a color for the mouth. Usually, traditionally, I kind of go with black just because it makes the most sense. You could do maybe red, but weird colors like blue would look a little bit odd for that. So just, try to do something that looks good to you, but also maybe it looks a little bit more normal. The nose would be, it's a carrot. So if you think about it, carrots are orange. So I'm gonna do an orange color. My crayon thing, I have several different kinds of oranges. Any of those will work because, believe it or not, carrots are not all exactly the same color orange. Some of them are a little bit more red orange. Some of them are a little bit more yellow orange. I do like to add a couple of little lines because carrots are actually a root vegetable. So I take a brown and I'll add in a few little kind of tick marks, little mini lines showing that this is, you know, this got the little lines that are in the carrots themselves. Okay, you'll need to come up with color for the buttons that you want. They can be any color. I think I am going to go with, actually I think I'm going to go with purple. Okay, and then I do want to put my dots back in, so I'm going to if you want to leave your buttons just plain where they're colored and you don't have the dots, that's okay too. You do not have to do those dots. Okay, so the last part I want to focus on coloring for right this second is I want to talk about the hat and scarf. Usually you want the hat and scarf to match. So we had two different ways of doing the hat. Let me bring in this other picture I have of a hat. Okay, we have the top hat and we have the wool hat, your winter hat. So what I would like is your scarf should match one color that's in your hat. So if you want your hat, let's say you wanted pink and purple to be your hat, then your scarf will need to be pink or purple. Or you could even maybe do a striped scarf of pink and purple. If you're wanting a top hat, whatever color your scarf is, so maybe you want a red scarf, then you would have a red ribbon. That way they match a little bit. Okay? So it kind of depends on what you want. The top part of the top hat and the brim have to be the same color. Traditionally, that is black right here and here. So you could have a black rim here and black top part here. But I'll let you do this. Maybe you want to have a blue one. And so it's blue here, and then a different color there. So whatever color your scarf is needs to match the ribbon. Or if you're doing this kind of hat, whatever color's here needs to match one of the spots in here. So I am going to choose I'm going to do this red violet color for the scarf. Yeah, I like that red violet color. Outline it. Okay, so if you're looking at this, you're like, well, we're pretty close to done. Well, you kind of are. We still have to do the arms, but we also need to do our snowmen that make them look like they're at night, where the light is shining on them. So we're gonna need a couple of things. You actually need two colors. You're gonna need purple again. Blue purple would work really well. In fact, I'm gonna switch to a blue purple. Let's see. If I can find one. There it is, there's my blue violet or blue purple. And you're gonna want a yellow, okay? Now, The yellow is because, remember, the snowmen were moving around at night in the city, and the lights were shining on them. So the yellow is going to help us make it look like the light is shining on one side. The blue-violet is going to be making it look like there's a shadow on the other side. We don't use black for shadows when it comes to snow because it ends up making it look like dirty snow, and we don't want dirty snow. We want it to look like a shadow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the yellow, and we're going to make this side, this edge, the light side. The lamp is shining the light on this side. Okay. And I'm going to go very lightly. I don't want to make it bright yellow. I want to make it lightly with yellow. Okay. I'm only doing it towards the edge. Very lightly, just a little bit of yellow. Make sure your edges are nice and neat. Okay, so the light is shining here, and then the shadow is going to be over here. So I'm going to take my blue purple, or purple, whichever works. And again, you're going to do this very lightly. It's going to be on the other side of the snowman. This is the shadow side. And you're doing it very lightly, very softly. That. Okay, so now it's light on one side, shadow on the other. What I also would like to do is, because we have shadow on this side, I'd like to also make the sides of the hat and scarf a little bit darker as well. This is where black could come in handy for some shadow as well. You're going to be very soft, and you're just going to go on the edges over here and mix in a little bit of black to make it look like it's got a little bit of shadow. And I'm again being very soft, very gentle. I'm not trying to turn it black, I'm just trying to add a little bit of black to the edge so it looks a little bit darker. Like that. Okay, and then if you want, and you can, this doesn't always work for everybody, but you can actually go to this side and you can add some white on this side to lighten it up. Some people get it to work really well, but sometimes it doesn't. So I like to just try to add a little bit of white. Maybe it lightens it up just a little bit, so it's bright on this side as well. Okay, and there's only one thing left that we need to do. I'll give you a second to think about it. Yep, it's the arms. I'm sure you guessed that. So I'm gonna go in here. First thing I'm gonna do is just trace them with the brown. You noticed I'm using brown because it's a stick. This one over here, remember, it's all by itself. It's not actually attached to the body because it's actually going off the page and then we'll get attached. And then I'm gonna come in and make it, trace it a couple times, making it a little bit thicker, like it's a nice thick stick. Like that. And then we're all done. What I need you to do then is take a photo of it, upload it to Google or Seesaw, and I will see you next week with our new project.